Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dylan, and welcome to Dylan the Truth Podcast. If you guys are new to this channel, I would like for you guys to subscribe to it and also hit that like button. Deeply appreciated. This segment is about the Phoenix Suns. Um, Obviously, everyone knows about the move that they made. Now they have a big three down in Phoenix with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. Offensively, they're a juggernaut. Of course, they could put up the numbers and whatnot, but the question mark for this team is one, defense, that I don't see much of. A lot of players are more offensive minded, and you need a couple players, maybe two, three players that's defensive minded players on that team, and I don't see that with the squad. Um, like I said, they could score with the best of them, but that's about it. Remember, defense wins championships. Now, I could talk about what they averaged last season. I'll start with Kevin Durant, who's supposed to be their best player on the team. He averaged 29 points, I believe 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Solid numbers, for Kevin Durant. All-star type numbers. Devin Booker, he averaged 28 points, 4 rebounds, about 6 assists. He's actually getting better as a playmaker. Everyone knows him for being a scorer. He's lethal in the mid range. That is his bread and butter. And then you got Bradley Beal, who's averaging 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. He's similar to Devin Booker, but I believe Devin Booker is a better playmaker than Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is obviously a scorer. He has to get his first, before everybody else gets theirs. But that's Bradley Beal. He's been playing in bad teams of late. His teams can't really get past the first, or no, not the first round, just more like the second round. That's like the ceiling when he was on Washington. So now there's high expectations for this team to actually go to the finals and win it all, which I don't believe they will. But just on paper, they look like the team to beat. And then you have DeAndre Ayton, who might be a question mark for the season. He's averaging 18 points, 10 rebounds, and just 2 assists for last season. The reason why I say he's questionable for next season is because they're not too sure what they're gonna do with him, what his role is gonna be on the team. So I don't know if they're gonna keep him or they're gonna try to do a sign and trade for him because he's not gonna get much touches with those three guys that I mentioned. They're gonna get bulk of the offense, all the shots, like majority of the shots, they're going to be getting those shots. So I don't see how DeAndre Ayton is going to insert himself in that offense unless he commands the ball down low. Um, that'll be his only way of being involved in that system. Now, Frank Vogel is a coach for them. He is a defensive minded coach, but I don't think he has a defensive personnel to actually execute some of his defensive schemes. He would need like a few players to focus on the defensive end, and then let like the scorers like Devin Booker and Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant do their thing. You need guys to do the dirty work. That's the only way they could actually accomplish their goal for next season. Otherwise, they're going to be one of those teams where they can make the playoffs, but their ceiling would just be the second round. That's just how I see it with them. But I don't know. I'm not sold with this team. Uh, and I got something to say about Kevin Durant, all those Kevin Durant supporters. Okay? I remember when LeBron James went to Miami and he joined Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade down in Miami. and they were criticizing LeBron for forming super teams. He even went to Cleveland, went back to Cleveland with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. Then he went to the Lakers with Anthony Davis. He's saying that he had a super team. Now, if we look at Kevin Durant's track record, he did leave a team in OKC where he had Westbrook and he had James Harden. Now, James Harden did leave, I believe, the year 2016, I believe. He got traded because it was either between James Harden and Ibaka, and they chose to go with Serge Ibaka. So they had to trade James Harden because they couldn't afford both of them. So one of them had to go, and they chose Serge. Now, that year in 2016, I believe, when the Thunder was up 3-1 against that very Golden State Warriors team. That team that set the record, the NBA record, with 73 wins. They had them on the ropes. They end up losing that series 4-3 to Golden State. And what does Kevin Durant do that summer? He joins the very same team that eliminated him. Wow. So you went to a juggernaut team. They already had all the pieces. They just dropped Kevin Durant into that offense and they were just unstoppable. It was like you playing NBA 2K. It was just ridiculous. It was just unfair for everybody else. Everyone knew they were going to win. It wasn't a question. The only question was who's going to be the runner-up. And pretty much everyone knew it was going to be Cleveland Cavaliers when, LeBron James was on the team. But, yeah, he won 2 championships there. He was a Finals MVP, but he had a stacked team. Nobody said anything about that. What does he do? After they lost to Toronto in 2019, he joins the Brooklyn Nets. Now, he didn't play the first year because of the injury. He had an Achilles injury. But he joined the Brooklyn Nets, and he had Kyrie Irving and James Harden. They didn't win. They lost in the second round. Where does he go now? He's on Phoenix Suns. And he's with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. So how come Kevin Durant never gets criticized for having super teams, but LeBron James does? Somebody needs to answer that question for me. Because he's been playing with superstar players, and everybody's cool with that. He's been doing this. And it's pretty pathetic he only won just 2 with these super teams that he formed. He only won 2. So, I mean, we should just have that same energy for Kevin Durant when it comes to building these super teams, as we did with LeBron James. Now, in defense of LeBron James, when he joined the Miami Heat was just they barely made it to the playoffs. I think they were a 7 seed or whatever they were. They weren't like a juggernaut team like Golden State. He joined the team and he made the team better. Completely different. He went to Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland didn't even make the playoffs. And then when he joined them, they made the playoffs. The Lakers, my God, for years they weren't making the playoffs. He joins the team, they make the playoffs. So there's no question that LeBron makes the teams better. He makes his teammates better. So we need to kill that notion that, LeBron James is the only one that plays with a super team. Kevin Durant is doing the exact same thing. But the only difference with LeBron and Kevin Durant, at least, excuse me, at least LeBron James actually won with the 3 teams that he joined. Can we say the same for Kevin Durant? I don't think so. Thank you very much. But I will leave it there. I would like to thank everybody for tuning into my video. Till next time, peace.